Okay, all right. So today what we're going to do is the last topic of the unit, which are box and whisker plots, or also otherwise known as box plots. Okay, so it's one of my favorite subjects to teach because it's kind of fun lesson to do. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. So all right, let's get started.
Okay, so in our lesson today, what I want to accomplish is this over today and tomorrow. So today, I want to really explain to you very quickly what exactly is a box and whisker plot, which means what's the story behind someone who made that, right? Like, what does it tell you? And secondly, after that, we're going to come right back to class, and I want to do the activity with you in class based on the homework assignment from last night when you have to create those cards, right, for homework, so that I can show you how to create a box and whisker plot from scratch, okay, just so that you know how to do it and where the numbers come from. And then tomorrow, I'm going to show you how to do a box and whisker plot on the TI-84 calculator, which will make life, again, incredibly easy, okay? All right, so now, before I start that, I want to really get through to you the idea of a quartile and also this word, percentile. All right. As a matter of fact, if you don't remember anything from this lesson, I would rather you remember what the word percentile and quartiles mean in the context of this conversation that we're having, because that knowing this little word is going to serve you, it's going to go a long way into helping you, okay, in everything in life. So I'm going to tell you a little story. It's not much of a story, okay? So back in the day, like 5 years ago, um, whenever people get their report cards or their programs the next year, September of next year, it always tells them two things, okay? It tells them what their state math score is from the year before for the state tests. And they also, so let's say you got so the highest score is 4.5, right? So let's say you get a 4.2 on the state test score, right? Now, right next to it, back in the day, they still do it. I don't think they do it anymore. They also show you something called a percentile. And the percentile might be something like 96%, right? Now, typically, for students who looked at this and doesn't know what a percentile is, they might think, okay, so I got a 4.2 on the state test out of 4.5. That means I got a 96% on the test. No, 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 no. That is not true. That's not what a percentile is. A percentile is this, right? What a percentile does is it ranks the lowest grade all the way to the highest grade, right? But then what they do is they scale it. So if the lowest person got a 0 percentile, right? And the highest person, it's not 100, it's actually 99, okay? 99 percentile. What it's saying is your score here for the 4.2 ranks at the 96 percentile. So what that means is that your grade is higher than 96% of the population. In this case, the people who actually took the test across the city in NYC, okay? So again, right? 96% doesn't mean you got a 96 on the test. On percentile, 96 percentile is not a 96, because this is going to happen as you get older and you start talking to people. Some of them might be your supervisors, maybe, all right, or your boss, right? And you say something like, "Oh yeah, that person's performance at our company, it's at the 87th or 88th percentile," right? And they might think that, well, how do you calculate that person at an 88? But it's not a test, but that's not true, right? You already know that. It just means that the person's performance is better than 88% of the rest of the company, which also means, right? So if you have a 96 percentile on your state test score, that means you're in basically the top 4% of everyone in New York City who took that same exact test. Okay, that's what that means. Okay, that's a percentile. It's not a grade. It's a ranking system. All right, for the lack of a better word. Now, having said that, how does this serve us today, right? So let's say you have a list of numbers, all right? And I'm going to refer to the one that you had to do last night, right? So let's say you have a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Let's say you have a list of 15 numbers, right? And you say, okay, I want to see how spread out the numbers are, all right? So the first thing you need to know then is the median, right? Where's the middle number? Now, this is, so the way I wanted to do this was to look at the temperature in Miami in January. So let's say we have like not just 15 numbers. Let's say we have 30 numbers, right? For all 30 days. Well, actually 31 days in January, right? By the way, Miami is my favorite city in the United States. So if you see in this video, if you see footage of the beach from Florida or pictures from Miami, that's why. Okay, it's my I miss Miami so much from not being able to go there. Yeah. 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 Okay, all right. Anyways, so let's say I use that, right? And I construct a box and whisker plot. So what I'm actually doing is this. I'm kind of going backwards. I'm showing you the box and whisker plot, and then we're going to go backwards on how to construct it because I want you to know what you're doing first, like why you're doing it and what you're doing, okay? So let's take a look at this then. All right, so here, this line here, that's the middle number. That's the median. So if someone asks you, hey, what's the median temperature in Miami for the month of January? You can say, well, it's somewhere around 83 degrees. Okay, all right. Now, someone can say, well, what was the lowest recorded temperature in January this month, right? And the person can say, well, the lowest was 71 degrees. So this is the lowest, smallest number. Okay. And on the other hand, you can say, well, what was the highest recorded temperature for the month of January? Now you can see why, as I'm talking about this, I miss Miami so much. And just look at these temperatures. All right. So the highest number, right? What's the highest temperature for the month of January? 92 degrees. Okay. So far, so good. So right off, you will understand that there are several things going on in the box and whisker plot. One is you have a number line underneath, right? That represents the numbers here, here, and here, right? So you got your median, you got your lowest number, and you got your highest number, right? Now, the tricky part is this one. And this is hopefully where doing the activity will really let you see where these numbers come from. This is called, there are a bunch of names for it. This is called a lower quartile. All right, there's another name of it. It's called the first quartile. All right, this is also called a 25th percentile. Now, don't write percentile like that. It's a shorthand. Okay, what does that mean? That means this number, this 75 degrees here, right? 75. It represents the 25th percentile of all the temperatures in January, meaning 75 degrees. It's kind of on the low end of the temperature in that month, but it's not the lowest. It's almost there. It's like at the 25th percentile. That's why I wrote that down here. Okay, it's at the 25th percentile, which means that all the other numbers in January, right? It's 75. It's 75%. How do I say that elegantly? Okay, I can't think of it right now. All right, so that's what that means. Now, on the other hand, this one here, the 90 here, this represents the upper quartile, right? Quart, right? 25, right? Upper quartile. So that means you got like 3/4, right? So that's the third quartile. How much is 3/4? Yeah, 75, right? Cents. So this is called a 75th percentile. Okay, so that means a number like 90 degrees, a temperature of 90 degrees, it's in the 75th percentile. That means this number is higher than 75% of the rest of the days in January. Okay, so as you can see, right, here we got a lot of information here. Again, what do we start off on? We start off on the median. I should use a highlighter. We start off on the median, the lowest number, highest number, lower quartile, first quartile, 25th percentile, and the upper quartile. So why is this good? Well, it does several things. One is it tells you what's the lowest temperature, what the highest temperature is. So now it gives you the range, right? Remember the range, difference between the highest and lowest number, right? Gives you the median, right? Tells you where the middle number is supposed to be. And then this right here, I'm gonna like fill it in. This right here tells you, oh, like the size of this box tells you, oh, like it looks like there's slightly more data that's on the lower end of the temperature scale, right? And at the same time, looks like we have some, pretty hot temperatures too that are above the median of 83 degrees. Okay, so that's what that is. I hope I did a decent job of explaining this to you. All right, and as soon as we do the activity in class, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I know how to do this. Okay, one last thing too. First quartile is the 25th percentile. All right, I already mentioned that. Second quartile is the median. That's all it is. Sometimes people call it the second quartile. Okay, not many people though. Third quartile is the 75th percentile. And then that's it. Okay, so let's come back to class, do this by hand, and then we'll go from there. Okay, all right, see you in class.
OMG, that was so good.